Speak better English. Once upon a time, in a small town, there lived a young woman named Emma. Emma was very smart, kind, and loved to learn new things. She had a dream of traveling the world, meeting new people, and learning about other cultures. But there was one big problem. Emma did not speak English very well. In her town, very few people spoke English, and she felt shy when she tried to speak it. She knew a few words like hello, thank you, and goodbye, but when she had to say more, she got nervous. Every time she tried to speak English, the words seemed to get stuck in her throat. One day, Emma decided she needed to change. If I want to travel and meet people, I have to speak better English, she said to herself. She made a promise that she would practice every day until she could speak English confidently. The next morning, Emma woke up early and went to the library. She borrowed some books that had simple English sentences. The books had pictures too, which helped her understand better. As she read, she repeated the sentences out loud. She whispered at first, but then she spoke louder and louder. After a week of reading and repeating, Emma felt a little more confident. She wanted to try speaking English with someone, but who? She didn't know anyone who spoke English in her town. Then Emma had an idea. She remembered that there was a coffee shop in the center of town where tourists sometimes came to visit. Maybe I can meet someone there, she thought. The next day, Emma went to the coffee shop. She ordered a coffee in English. Can I have one coffee, please? She felt proud when the barista understood her and smiled. Emma sat by the window and waited, hoping to hear someone speaking English. After some time, two travelers walked into the shop. They were speaking English. Emma's heart started to race. She wanted to talk to them, but she was scared. What if they don't understand me? She thought. What if I make mistakes? But Emma remembered her promise. She had promised herself to try, no matter what. So she took a deep breath, stood up, and walked over to the travelers. Excuse me, she said in her best English. Can I sit with you? The travelers looked at each other and smiled. Of course, one of them said. Emma sat down and felt her heart beating fast. She was so nervous. Where are you from? She asked. We are from England, one of the travelers replied. And you, where are you from? I am from this town, Emma said. She paused for a moment and then continued. I'm learning English. Can I practice speaking with you? The travelers were happy to help. They spoke slowly, and Emma tried her best to understand. At first, she didn't know many words, but the more she listened, the more she understood. They talked about simple things like the weather, food, and travel. Emma made some mistakes, but the travelers were kind and helped her with new words. By the end of the conversation, Emma felt more confident than ever before. She realized that speaking English wasn't about being perfect. It was about trying, learning from mistakes, and improving little by little. When she left the coffee shop, Emma smiled. She had spoken English with real English speakers for the first time. She knew she wasn't perfect, but she had started her journey to speak better English. As she walked home, Emma thought about how she could improve even more. She decided to listen to English songs, watch movies with English subtitles, and practice speaking whenever she could. She knew it would take time, but she was ready for the challenge. This was just the beginning of her journey. Emma had a long way to go, but she believed in herself. She knew that one day she would speak English fluently, and nothing would stop her from traveling the world and making new friends. Emma continued her journey of learning English with excitement. Every day, she found new ways to practice. She started a routine. In the mornings, she would read English books for beginners, and in the evenings, she would watch English movies with subtitles. At first, it was hard for her to understand everything, but she didn't give up. One day, while watching a movie, Emma heard a beautiful phrase, "The world is yours if you believe in yourself." These words stayed in her mind. She realized that to speak better English, she needed to believe in herself more. Emma wanted to find more people to practice with, but her small town didn't have many English speakers. So she decided to try something new, talking to people online. She joined an online English learning group where people from all over the world practiced speaking English together. At first, Emma was shy. She didn't want to make mistakes in front of other people. But then she remembered the kind travelers she met at the coffee shop. They had helped her, even when she made mistakes. So she joined the group chat and said, "Hi, I'm Emma, and I'm learning English. Can I practice with you?" The other learners were very kind and welcomed her warmly. Some of them were beginners like her, and others were more advanced. They talked about their favorite books, movies, and daily routines, all in English. Emma felt happy because she was finally speaking English with people from different countries. Over time, Emma's English started to improve. She learned new words every day and practiced them in her conversations. She also learned something very important. It's okay to make mistakes. Every time she made a mistake, someone would help her, and she would learn from it. She realized that mistakes were just part of the learning process. One evening, Emma's new online friend John invited her to a special video call with the group. It was an international meeting where everyone would share their favorite English phrases. Emma was nervous. She didn't feel ready to speak in front of so many people. But John encouraged her. "You can do it, Emma. Don't worry about being perfect. Just speak from your heart." On the day of the video call, Emma prepared a simple sentence to share with the group. When her turn came, she felt her heart race. But she took a deep breath, smiled, and said, "My favorite phrase is, 'The world is yours if you believe in yourself.' I like this phrase because it reminds me to never give up." The group clapped, and Emma felt so proud. She had done it. She spoke English in front of people from different countries, and they understood her. That moment gave her even more confidence. She realized that speaking English wasn't just about learning words, it was also about having the courage to use those words. As months went by, Emma's English got better and better. She started to write short stories in English and even helped other beginners in her group. She became a leader in the online community, encouraging others to practice, make mistakes, and learn from them, just like she did. One day, something amazing happened. Emma received an email from a travel agency. They were offering her a chance to visit England for a special program that helped people improve their English while traveling. It was a dream come true. When Emma arrived in England, she couldn't believe her eyes. Everything looked so beautiful. She visited famous places, spoke with locals, and even made new friends. She remembered how scared she used to be to speak English, but now she was confidently having conversations with people in English every day. On her last day in England, Emma sat in a quiet park and thought about how far she had come. From the shy girl who barely spoke a few words to someone who could have full conversations, she felt proud of her journey. She realized that learning English wasn't just about speaking better, it was about believing in yourself, making friends, and opening doors to new experiences. As the sun set, Emma smiled and said to herself, "The world is truly mine because I believed in myself." Emma's journey shows that anyone can speak better English with practice, patience, and courage. It's not always easy, but every step brings you closer to your goal. Keep practicing, believe in yourself, and one day you too will speak English confidently just like Emma.